Hello, my name is Chris Guillen, and I wrote this letter directed to the President or to any sector of the White House which might deem it appropriate. To whom it may concern, whether it be you, respected and idolized POTUS, Barack Obama, or any other sector which this letter finds itself to. I've written this statement or letter because I've been extremely perturbed and concerned about Saudi Arabia's executions and policing actions, especially their recent push for execution of certain humans whom were arrested and sentenced to death, albeit minors at the time. From what I've researched, these men include Ali AlNimr, Dawood al-Marhoun, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce these, Abdullah al-Zahar, Ali al-Reb, Mohammed al-Sulwam-Emil, Mohammed al-Shiyuk, and several more in the past, which we were not able to prevent the execution of. The issue came into being in my life when it was brought to my attention that Ali Mohammed al-Nimr was about to be executed. Online, the article and issue had received little to no likes and shares, so it was decided that I had a moral duty to make the issue viral, or spread online so that many people can become aware of the issue. Surprisingly, it began to become more noticed on the internet. Even George Takei had shared an article about it, which sort of elated me when I saw it. However, we have yet to actually intervene or come to any sort of deal as a nation. Whether it be kept quiet or not, I would really love it if AlNimr and the other prisoners were not executed, and instead granted some form of clemency. It kills me personally to see these sorts of things, and I care because if I was in the position of AlNimr, or his uncle, or the other prisoners, I would want someone on the outside walls of the prison to be hoping for my release and understanding of my situation and innocence. How unfair is it to live in such a society? I understand that we qualify Saudi Arabia as our allies, or so I've been told. Unfortunately, I've been told that the reason for this is because of the importance of Saudi oil. I don't know whether that may be an adequate enough reason to allow for basic human rights injustices to be simply looked at and then ignored, but I guess that's subjective, right? Mr. President, or whomever may come across this letter, it's extremely unfair for these youthful and new-to-life activists to be executed in the beheading crucifixion manner in which they are sentenced to. Apparently, AlNimr was only targeted because of the participation in a peaceful protest which ended up turning violent, and the certainty of his participation in any violent activities has not been confirmed, apart from his forced confession that he signed after getting the, excuse the language, shit beaten out of him and tortured. Amongst this are familial ties to Sheikh AlNimr, a man who is disliked by the Saudi government due to his utilization of free speech and Shiite views of his Islam religion. That's not cool. I'm sure, or at least I'd love to believe, that you're aware of these sorts of happenings, Mr. President. If so, you would probably be aware that the government of France has actually come forward and condemned Saudi Arabia for their actions. You can just do a quick Google search to confirm, but I wouldn't lie to such an important figure. I was pretty excited when I heard about France's urge for Saudi Arabia to cancel the execution of AlNimr, and amongst others were certain members of the United Nations which have come forward and brought the issue to attention. And this brings me to my next point, which is pretty unbelievable. Saudi Arabians are actually members apparently wanting to lead the United Nations Human Rights Council. Like, please listen to that again, okay? Only this time with the memory that they're planning on executing an innocent, minor at the time, man, and display their bodies in public areas. The Saudi Arabians are apparently wanting to lead the United Nations Human Rights Council. That's the highest sector for defense of human rights. You should understand the hypocrisy of the situation, and I urge you to please take some sort of action somehow, or do your best to right this wrong. Furthermore, the UK Prime Minister David Cameron mentioned that it's his priority to defend the security of his nation instead of intervening in the executions, and that's definitely understandable. I gained this intel from watching an interview in which he was directly asked about whether he has done anything directly about the AlNimr case. Cameron mentioned that the Saudis provide national security intelligence, which he would not want to afford to lose if an argument in regards to the executions situation was to occur. And yeah, this statement and letter may be great in length, but I assure you that the importance of it should justify that. I want to continue by mentioning that I was aware that the President of the United States met with King Salman recently, and it'd be only to my disappointment if no talks of halting these unrighteous executions occurred. In recent news, the Saudi prince was arrested, bailed out, and then fled the country. If these executions take place, I'm hoping for extradition and direct action against the prince and Saudi Arabia, because it's not right for them to get away with these sorts of behavior. The pictures that people have gathered of Ali AlNimr really astonished me, and the general masses paying attention. The pictures show a beautiful, youthful, vibrant, full of joy teenager who was barely starting his life. Yet he was arrested, tortured, imprisoned, and sentenced to death by crucifixion. AlNimr has already missed years of his youth. Please don't allow the Saudi government to also be the cause of AlNimr and the other prisoners to miss the rest of their life. Respected government of the United States of America, please intervene soon. Thank you.